Hey, I know I've been inactive for a while, but I decided to come to a game that I recently got. I've been playing around in a lot of time lately, and frankly, it's time for me to discuss what my personal actually, I'm going to discuss the classes and my personal opinion of them, as well as my own, probably my favorite class overall. Keep in mind, this is my entire opinion. I do not own Dark Souls in any way, shape, or form. It belongs to From Software, and the other creators. I don't remember the others, I just know it's From Software is the biggest one. So, let's get into this. First up, we have the Warrior. The Warrior is a battle-scarred warrior, high strength, dexterity, skilled with weapons. Soul level is beginning at level 12, vigor or health 7, endurance 6. So health is somewhat above 5, so I guess it's somewhat above average, but still somewhat lower than the regular 10 I've seen. They got lower than average endurance, lower than average vitality, about average attunement, high strength, and dexterity, which will allow you to equip a broad variety of weapons, average adaptability, but still somewhat low, average intelligence and faith. Some people will be tempted to pick the warrior because he has something every other class does not start out with: a shield. It's not the best. The Iron Parma shield is not the best shield, but it's much better than not having one, especially for the starter area. But he has a broken straight sword, which is near useless. But as the item description would say, near useless trumps empty-handed. They have a decent armor set. They have the standard helm and the hard leather armor set. My personal opinion about the warrior, I feel like he may draw beginners in, but I still don't think he's the best starter option. To me personally. Keep in mind that every class, except for Deprived, starts with some life gems, 10, except for the Explorer, who starts out with 20. To me, the much better option, and one of my favorite classes, is the Knight. Traveling Knight, high HP and adaptability, tough to take down. You have a decent weapon, the broadsword. You start out with the Falconeer armor set, minus the helm. Some life gems, you start out with at soul level 13, with vigor at 12, very high, which is pretty high vigor. Below average endurance, slightly below average vitality, low attunement, high strength, slightly lower than normal old dexterity, higher than average adaptability, low intelligence, a little more skewed towards faith, if I'm gonna be honest. I am personally running a knight myself. I'm currently at the Dranglet Castle with the guy, so I'm near to beat the game, yay. But this guy's definitely good for the beginners, but for me, I like the guy also because you have a decent starter weapon. Plus, it won't take a lot of, I personally would raise strength and dexterity if you're gonna go with this guy this guy's more designed for melee combat in my opinion. At least in my opinion. But then again, how you upgrade your character is entirely up to you. Your class only determines your starter attributes. Now it's on to a more difficult class to start out with. Finely Skilled Swordsman. Fights gracefully with strong weapons in both hands. He comes equipped with the Wander armor set, some life gems, as you all know, an upgraded +1 short sword, and an upgraded +1 scimitar. Or scimitar, whatever it's called. Starts out with soul level 12. Vigor is very, very, very low. Lowest count of all. Endurance, I guess you could call this, to me it feels like slightly below average, or you could call it just average. Vitality, very, very low. Attunement, 1 point above average. Strength, here's the biggest problem with this guy. Since he seems to be able to he should be able to get into power stance. Strength's low. It's low and too low for him to use power stance. So I'd personally raise vigor and vitality so you can equip some decent armor and have health to take more than 10 spears to the face. But then again, who am I to tell you what to do? Dexterity 16, he has the highest dexterity of all, and it's about right for a guy who would fight gracefully. 1 point above average adaptability, but still somewhat low. Intelligence, higher than average. Faith is average. Swordsman is a little harder to start out with, if I'm gonna be frank. But then again, this guy could appeal to some. But I honestly wouldn't pick this guy out if you're the first starter. Also, I forgot I'm gonna do a little camera tool to show off their armor set. So let's see. The detail Dark Souls puts in its armor is pretty good. Alright, let's move on to Bandit. A merciless outlaw. High dexterity, skilled with bow, fights well at various ranges. He comes equipped with the hand axe, the bow, some wood arrows, 25 if I remember, and the entire bandit armor set. Starts out with soul level 11. Vigor is at 9. So that's respectable. Endurance below average. Vitality is relatively high though, so you can equip some pretty heavy armor right from the get-go. Attunement, very, very low. I mean, it's near wasted for you to try to get this guy to spell use. Seriously. This guy's more the guy who really is geared towards entire melee-focused combat. So he's good for if you don't plan on using any sorceries, hexes, or possibly maybe you could make him use miracles since he has 8 faith. Strength is at 9. Dexterity is 14, so he's the second highest dexterity. Adaptability, quite low. Intelligence, it's clear that he's the worst with intelligence. Faith, though, is quite high, though. Now let's move on to more magical territory with the Cleric. The Cleric comes equipped with a sacred chime to cast his miracles, and a mace, and the Archdrake robes, the life gems, and the equipped heal miracle. Starts out as the highest soul level, I believe, at 14. He has 10 vigor, which is good vigor. Not great, but good. He has the, I believe that means he has the second highest vigor count of the others, with the number 1 vigor count being taken by Knight. Endurance, though, is very, very low at number 3, at just 3. Vitality, lower than, I guess you could call that somewhat average. Attunement, bare minimum to have one slot. Strength, though, is surprisingly high for a person centered mostly around his miracles. So he has the vigor and strength to do well in melee encounters. However, he is not strong enough. He's just 1 strength short of being able to one-hand his mace, so you have to two-hand it. Dexterity is low. Adaptability, low. Intelligence, low. Faith is at the minimum 12 to use the heal miracle. Cleric on pilgrimage. High faith and miracles guide the way. I played with this guy a lot, but to be honest, he may appeal to some, like I said before. All these classes may appeal to some, depending on what playstyle you want. But to be honest, I usually pick this guy specifically to have the heal miracle right at the very beginning. And the Sacred Chime, you could just get a free one right at Majula. Spoilers. So, you may want to pick this guy if you want the heal miracle immediately, but you could get the heal miracle fairly early in the game. I almost forgot for the bandit, I have to show off their armor set. Alright, let's move on to the next magic user with Sorcerer. Sorcerer is for the types who want to play more pure battle mage, who wants to use his sorceries as his main form of offense. He comes equipped with the Black Hollow Mage Robes, the imported trousers, but do not forget on each one of these characters, you keep the imported armor set that you have. He starts off with a staff and dagger, and if you're anything like me, you'll equip the staff in one hand, dagger in another. He starts out with a Soul Arrow sorcery spell, which has 30, so he's got a ton of them. Knowledgeable Sorcerer casts sorceries with high intelligence and attunement. Starts out at Soul level 11, has low vigor, low endurance, low vitality, high attunement, low in strength, very, very low strength. 7 dexterity. 8 adaptability, slightly higher than average. 14 intelligence, which allows you to cast sorceries faster and more frequently. Faith though is low, so he's good for more the people who want to use sorcery as their main form of offense. He's also pretty much the game's hidden easy mode. Seriously, the sorcerer unlocks the game Dark Souls 2, one of the hardest games ever created, easy mode, casting spells from a distance. Pfft, casuals. To me, the sorcerer, he's good. I'll be honest, he's good. For those of you who want to play mostly battle mage or pure mage, I personally would like to weaken a target up with a sorcery spell and then finish him off with a dagger. To be completely honest. But, you know, some people might like this guy simply because he's a mage. But to be honest, I would recommend, I really would, but God, I cannot speak today. I would recommend the Sorcerer myself. I've actually am running a Sorcerer right now on another character. I've acquired 2 Great Souls. I've defeated a ton of regular bosses. Yeah. So, next up, we have the Explorer. Well-traveled Explorer. Not terribly powerful, but has many items. Stat breakdown this guy fits well with his name. But as I get the feeling that this guy really does explore in a lot of things. Starts out as Soul level 10 with lower than average vigor, low endurance, lower than I guess 1 point higher than average vitality if the average was 8. 7 attunement,